Word to your mother.
That's the first thing people are going to hear when they start the show. I told you, hey, we're starting the show. Picking it up hard now. We had a technical snafu a second ago.
Yeah.
The recorder shut down, and so we're just starting the show again. I feel bad for you guys, because I think what we just recorded in the last 15 minutes was the greatest bit we have ever done.
We're so on. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to suck.
And now we are not going to do that bit again. This is just a tribute.
Here we go.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gritty Reboot. I'm Pedro.
And I'm Meredith.
And today, fuck the Oscars. This is our first episode about the Oscars. We were doing a movie podcast, so I said, hey, we should probably cover the Oscars. And you rolled your eyes at me so hard when I brought that up.
Yeah.
You were just not all about it.
Well, yeah, because I don't really like the Oscars.
Nor do I.
I've probably seen the Oscars, and not even all the way through, twice when I went to parties.
Yeah.
I used to have some friends that were really into them.
Yeah, and that was probably me back in the day. I used to really throw Oscar parties and get into it. We always had people over, and it was always a big deal. It was one of those things where you sort of wish the Oscars might have been on a Saturday, because they end up always running late, always. They've, and usually, I will say that's what's different about this year. They finished around 10:45. And most years, they've been into 11:15, 11:30 at night, just with a really overly long broadcast. And from those parties, I can remember a few nice moments. I can remember the air kind of getting sucked out of the room when Crash ended up winning the award.
Yeah.
That was a really fun one. Yeah, that was a real fun one, because we had all come back from a shoot together, me and a lot of friends, and we had the neighbors over and a few other people. And so there was a lot of knowledgeable film guys there, people who were really following it, and everybody was super excited to see Brokeback win it. And so it was a real gut punch when the movie that we were joking about all night ended up winning the award. That was, I think it wasn't me, somebody else at the party made the joke. It's worst case scenario, Crash just run away with the award. And we all joked about how impossible that would be. And no less than a couple of minutes later, Paul Haggis is on stage accepting an award for, Racism for Dummies. The cinematic version. So, on the other hand, the other night wasn't that bad at all. Award-wise, show-wise, I didn't think it was a bad show in the least.
No, I enjoyed it.
It moved along fairly well. Like I said, it ended at about 10:45 at night. That's not great, but that's still pretty solid considering, how a lot of live broadcasts happen to go. And I thought some of the things they condensed were really good ideas.
They actually combined the categories this year as well.
Yes, they did. They did combine them, which I appreciated.
Is they did best documentary short and best animated short.
Yeah, they did that. And yeah. So who won those?
Animated short, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, the Horse.
I remember that title.
And best documentary short, Elephant Whisperer.
We didn't pick that.
No.
This was a category that none of us had seen the movie.
Which is a shame, because we love documentaries.
Yeah. I didn't do the research before. We had a lot going on. Even though, to be honest, the day of the Oscars, we probably had an opportunity to watch a couple of those. And I didn't look about where I could find them, because sometimes that's not always the easiest thing to do. It's not just on YouTube or anything like that.
Let's start this off with sound. Best sound.
What sounded the best this year?
Top Gun.
Yeah, I think we had a consensus on that one. We weren't really.
I picked Batman because I think, doing some of the stuff that the sounds that Batman has to do is pretty intense. So I picked Batman.
Yeah.
But I can see Top Gun winning. So it was a good pick by you.
Yeah. Listen, on the technical categories, it's just a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
It really is, because I think I have an idea what's got pretty good sound. I have no idea. I mean, I thought Black Adam sounded great. Did I get an award nomination? No. So what the hell do I know?
Well,
so I'm just going with the consensus on what's next.
We had Best Design, which All Quiet on the Western Front won. Not much you can say about that.
Yeah, that's a movie we haven't seen because we're going to do it for an episode coming up pretty soon.
All Quiet ended up running away with
some so we're actually really excited. We might do the episode next week for it. I know you're not excited about that. You have to watch really long war movies. One of them is from the 20s.
I know.
Yeah.
Seen it.
It's really good.
No.
It's really good. It's really good. We'll get into it later.
Ugh. Anyways, Best Editing we both picked Everything, Anywhere, All at Once.
Yeah, this is another one like that where you just sort of taking a guess here. And I just sort of was going to ride the wave of Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Well, I thought that the actual movie was edited well.
Yeah.
Like you could, for a movie that's got a lot going on about the multiverse, it's a very big achievement to edit that movie.
Yeah, to keep everything in a way where it makes sense.
And make it good.
Is very important. Yeah.
So that's why I picked the movie.
Yeah. The way they put everything together, like I said, to have it all like be understandable. Like I think my parents could watch that movie and understand it. Like I don't think that would be an issue for them at all. So, you don't really have to worry about it like that. When I recommend an Aronofsky movie, I don't know what the hell they're going to get out of that,
Yeah.
But this wasn't like that. This was fairly mainstream for something that was a really an incredibly unique way to tell the story.
Then after that, we had Best Costume Design. Black Panther won, which I guess is no shock. I mean, the movie did have some pretty awesome costumes.
It did. There were some of the costumes I didn't care for in that movie. I forget. The one that's like a blue reject Na'vi armor that one of the characters gets. I thought that looked pretty ugly. I know that's comic accurate, but I just didn't really like the look of it. So I wasn't enamored by the movie, but I guess it deserves an Academy Award for making wings on a guy's ankle not look bad.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it did really pull that off nicely. And the new smaller Black Panther suit I thought worked really nicely.
Next, we have Makeup, which is The Whale one. We both picked that. We both knew that Brendan Fraser's makeup.
Yeah, this was sort of going to be a shoe
transformation. Was
that's the kind of thing they love to award, and it pulled it off here. And I mean, it looks good. We haven't really seen the movie, but everything we've seen, clips and trailers, looks very good.
And finally, we have Best Cinematography. All Quiet on the Western Front won.
I was upset Top Gun wasn't even nominated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Top Gun looked amazing. I understand.
You were upset.
Yeah, I really was. I think like every now and then this kind of happens. Like the prettiest or the best looking film of the year just doesn't score a nomination. And I'm just kind of baffled how, that didn't. At least a nomination. I mean, I really thought it was hands down really the best winner. I mean, it's just sort of breathtaking and especially in a big cinema. Seeing that kind of imagery on the big screen, that's what they did was really impressive. It really was. Like the practical stuff they actually were doing with some planes. It's just amazing.
Interesting.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Next is Best Score. A winner also All Quiet on the Western Front.
I don't even know the score of that movie right now.
Can't really speak to it.
Yeah, so it's the exact same thing. I can't really say anything about it because I have no idea what it is.
We kind of briefly talked about the animated shorts. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse was the winner, which both of us love animated shorts. So I love them especially.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to watch.
We didn't get it especially.
We like the one about Dick, right?
Yeah, My Year of Dicks.
Yeah, My Year of Dicks.
That's what we chose because of the title.
Because of the title. We ended up with a lot of titles. So.
What other title would we go with?
Yeah.
Next is Best Visual Effects. That was clearly Avatar. I mean, what other movie?
Yeah, no real debate on that one at all. That would have been the one for a surprise, if anything, but Avatar would have pulled that sucker out. But I mean, it won pretty easily, as it should have.
Best Screenplay winner was Everything Everywhere All at Once. I picked Tar because I thought Tar was a wonderful screenplay.
Mm-hmm. Tar was shut out.
Yeah. Believe it.
Yeah.
That's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yeah. Hey.
And it was shut out.
Welcome to watching the Oscars. Now you know when your favorite movie doesn't win a thing, you're like, what the fuck? Like, how, like now you understand how I feel about that sometimes. Like you just kind of get this. You think like, oh, this really is the best performance. This really is the best movie of the year. And then to watch it strike out everywhere. Like I even thought it could get like one nomination. I mean, one statue from something else, to take it away from, I guess would have been Everything Everywhere All at Once. But like, I thought it could steal director, but no, Todd Field couldn't pull it out.
Yeah. It's really a shame because it's just such a good movie. Mm-hmm. Best documentary short was Elephant Whisperer, which we kind of briefly talked about. We didn't see any of these, which we love docs. Shame on us.
Yeah, we'll never.
Next year we'll be way more prepared for the Oscars.
We'll be even less prepared.
No, you don't know future us.
I'll come in drunk to the show. Like I won't even know anything.
Whatever, dude. And then we have Best Adapted Screenplay, Woman Talking one. You picked that one.
Yeah, I did. This was a movie that I actually did get a chance to see, and I saw it after the Best of the Year podcast that we did, and I felt really bad about it because it probably would have made my list. It probably would have pushed Jackass off, which you would appreciate it.
Hell yeah, I would have.
But no, I did really like that movie. Sarah Polley's writing and directing is really fantastic, and she did a great job. I've been a fan of hers for a number of years. She was in Dawn of the Dead, and one of my favorite kind of cult movies, Go. That's a Doug Liman movie from the late 90s. She's the lead in that. So I've been a fan of hers for a very long time. So I was really excited to see her win an Academy Award. She's been directing movies for a while and been a really fantastic director. She's a better director than she was actress, and I thought she was a damn good actress.
Yeah. Then we have Best Documentary Feature, Navalny won. We haven't seen that.
I haven't seen any of those. Move on.
Yeah. Then finally we have Best Supporting Actor. K.U. Kwan won.
So this is where it gets pretty interesting. Now, I do believe he was the favorite. I actually went today to some prop betting websites to take a look on who actually was like the favorite at the time. Because I was curious today because a lot of people were arguing about the actress category. And we'll talk about that in a sec, but it was great to see him win with that like amazing comeback. I think we broadcasted it right afterwards. We were trying to do like a live broadcast during the show, and it didn't really come together. So we just like recorded a few clips.
Yeah.
And one of the clips that we got was after who won Best Actress? We'll tell them that. Anybody, in case you didn't watch the Oscars.
Best Actress?
Best Actress was Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
So after
Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah, Best Supporting Actress, pardon me. Once they did that one, then we recorded a little clip of what happened, how we felt like right as it occurred.
We're just sort of chiming in here with our little updates. We just watched Best Actor and Best Actress. And I was very pleased. Kwan ended up winning the award, which is what we had predicted. And also, Jamie Lee Curtis won her first Academy Award, which is also what we predicted. And it was actually really emotional, both speeches. I thought that was a real highlight of the ceremony at this point. So, and a real highlight of what I've seen over the last few years. So, what did you think?
Well, I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm glad that she won. It was good to see her reaction too. Her reaction was how you're supposed to react, right, when you win an Oscar.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I love her, so I'm glad that she won. And K.U. Kwan did a fantastic job, so I'm glad that he won as well.
Yeah, a real emotional moment. I can't stress like that there was real tears that were cried there. You know, that's a guy who I never thought we'd see again, and it's amazing with the comeback that he's had. That was a real nice moment. Take it away, future me.
Thanks, past me. It was a nice moment in those speeches because you got a really nice one from Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Where they were both emotional. But one thing I did want to mention before we get into the quality of speeches, everybody noticed that Angela Bassett didn't clap and didn't do what everybody else does when they lose the Academy Award. She was noticeably like upset. I mean, she didn't like, snap a pencil or anything. I don't know if you had a chance to see the clip or not, but
no, I haven't.
She generally was like, like she was not pleased about it. And I have no problem with it because it doesn't feel good to lose. And that's why I checked the prop sites today because I wanted to see who they considered to be the favorite. And Bassett was indeed the favorite. So I think, she has a little bit of a reason to feel a little slighted or upset. She had won a lot of the major awards coming in. And the only one she didn't manage to pull off was the Academy Award. I won't say anything really negative about it because I love Jamie Lee Curtis. And I'm thrilled that she ended up winning an Academy Award.
Me too. It's very deserved. I feel bad for Angela Bassett too, but man, I'm so glad that Jamie Lee Curtis finally won something because she's fantastic in everything that she does, even crappy Halloween movies.
Yeah, how many bad Halloween sequels has she propped up over the years? And it's one of those things people sort of...
an Oscar just for that.
Yeah, people sometimes forget how excellent she is at comedy.
Yeah, True Lies. Hello.
Yeah, True Lies, A Fish Called Wanda.
Oscar just for True Lies.
Yeah, I mean, she was even able to carry remember crap like Scream Queens, a really lesser Ryan Murphy property?
Yeah.
And they managed to book her in one of the lead roles. And I mean, she was almost carrying that show on her back, like with all the comedy work she was doing.
She was the slutty dean.
Yeah, and she really got the idea of what the project's supposed to be and dove headfirst into it. I've always loved Jamie Lee Curtis, and not just because I'm a horror fan, because she's fucking amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad she won.
So we covered Best Supporting Actor and Best supporting actress. They did those titles together, categories together, which was
that's
nice.
what you were talking about. Yeah, they had those paired where they'd immediately read everybody off for the one category. He'd win, come up, and then they'd have the same presenter stay on stage and come back and then announce the next award. And that was it. It was over in one segment. You might get a commercial in between those or even a musical number in years past.
Best director was Everything Everywhere All at Once. Live action short, An Irish Goodbye. I just chose it because I'm Irish.
Yeah. Did you just skip over director?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, we should probably talk about the director category. So I think in that category, I ended up picking Todd Field for Tar, because that's the one I thought like, oh, they'll squeeze this one in. That'll be the one that ends up going over to Tar's direction. And it didn't go that way. It was just another part of Everywhere All at Once's sweep. And this is a sweep I'm totally okay with. It wasn't my favorite movie of the year, but I knew once it was getting all that award love, this was a movie I was never going to be upset with winning anything, because I didn't like Tar as much as you. And I liked it. I like this movie more than I like Tar. But I'm always sort of trying to see like, how are old Oscar voters feeling? And I thought they might finally give Todd Field the statue for this, but that's somehow how it goes. You know, if you're a really good director, sometimes Academy Awards just aren't for you. You know, like David Lynch, doesn't win one. You know, there's a lot. Hitchcock never won one until he got an honorary. So it's just how it goes. Like Scorsese took forever. Sometimes it's not that big a deal, but it is nice to win. So it is unfortunate for him, but you can't help but be happy for those directors.
Yeah.
They were really thrilled. They made one pro drag statement, and then I saw a conservative Reddit kind of freak out about it, which I thought was funny. This was just one like offhanded comment.
Yeah. Well, we're pro on this show.
Yeah, definitely. There's nothing wrong with drag performances.
No.
So.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I would take my daughter to one. Hell, I don't care if they get skimpy.
You don't?
No. She can see the body.
So
she has questions. I'll answer those questions.
Yeah. And that's how the helicoptering started.
The helicoptering.
You say that now. No, I mean, because it's such a weird issue to really bring up. I don't know if I can't think of any time I've heard about an assault like a drag queen ever did. The only time I could think of it was like in some hack screenplay or something like that. In some shitty thriller movies. The only time I've ever seen something like that.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Anybody could find a way to complain about any political statement, no matter how small. So what was after that?
Then we have Best Animated Feature. You picked Pinocchio, which ended up winning.
Pinocchio.
And I picked Turning Red because I thought Turning Red was a really good movie.
Yeah, I think any other year Turning Red would have had it, but we didn't have a chance to see Pinocchio for the very same reason another movie as well. We're going to cover it in an episode, and we just didn't get to it. You'd be amazed how many reboots there are that you kind of go through. You end up doing the crazes, and you're like, why did we do Pinocchio? So sometimes you just don't always get to those movies when they come out. So, but we heard amazing things. I love the look of
Guillermo del Toro.
And I had a feeling once Oscar voters are going to look down their list like, oh, Guillermo del Toro, fine. They don't really care about the teenage Red Panda movie, even though it was very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a movie I've seen a lot, and I still really like it.
I get
Corniest Disney movie ever. And that's okay.
Best Original Song. We both picked people we know, Lady Gaga and Rihanna. But apparently the winners were RRR, and they did that Not To song.
Not To, which was a really amazing performance.
Was really cool.
Yeah, that was super cool.
I can see why it won, because it's such a catchy song. I had that shit in my head.
Yeah. No, I'm interested to see the movie. It should have... People thought it might get a chance to get into the actual category early on in the Oscar running, but it was good to see it win that award there and get some recognition. And it was the way to go. They gave a great performance, and it was another nice point on the night. So Rihanna doesn't need an Academy Award. Neither does Lady Gaga, especially Lady Gaga.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Fuck
Lady Gaga.
I like Lady Gaga.
Yeah, she sucks.
You suck.
Probably, yeah.
Then we have International Feature Film.
Internacional.
All Quiet on the Western Front won, which you picked.
I did, because it was the only recognizable film out of there, and I had the feeling that was the same way the Academy voters would feel. They're like, oh, I know this one. Yeah, sure, I'll take that. I'm not saying the other movies weren't deserving at all, and we haven't seen that one either, like we said, but it has name recognition, so I thought that was why, and it did win. But I've heard it's very good, very good.
Now let's talk about Best Actress.
Let's talk about Best Actress.
I chose Andre Riseborough.
You did, and that was the dumbest thing you have ever done.
I wanted her to win.
I know.
I didn't pick the Oscars based on how I thought that they would go, like somebody I know.
Yeah.
I picked them based on how I would want them to go. And I was wrong on this one.
Yeah. And then you know what I hear? I hear loser talk. All
Whatever.
right. Yeah. We were trying to put in who we thought was going to win, not who we wanted to win.
I did who I wanted to win.
That was a poor decision.
Hey, I got 8 picks because of it.
You did? Okay, that's fine.
My heart won me.
Your heart.
I'm a winner in my heart alone.
It didn't lead you astray, except here. We both liked Riceboro quite a bit. Honestly, I do think it really is one of the year's best performances. I really liked it. I have no problem with this going to Michelle Yeoh.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, I know.
Let me be clear.
Yeah, no, she's fucking fantastic.
She is
the best work of her career. Kate Blanchett, some people could say that was the best work of her career, so that's unfortunate, but sometimes that happens. You know, sometimes you're going to give a great performance, one of the best ever. You know, I can't tell you what the future holds because that's what makes the Oscars look fucking silly in years. Like, I don't know if people are going to talk about Everything Everywhere All at Once in 10 years. Like, I couldn't tell you. It's just, you know, you never know. Like, nobody ever brings up Chicago. You know, I don't know what award is going to make him look foolish. I can't imagine this category really being that way unless Tar truly picks up some cult status in like 10, 15 years.
Which I don't think it will.
You never know. You never know.
It's going to be a movie that I really like and nobody likes in the years to come. But I'll watch it.
It's okay. No, I mean, it got nominated.
It's like Phantom Thread. Like, not a lot of people have watched that movie.
Yeah, sure, not a lot of people.
And I love that movie.
Yeah, you do. You're a weird movie nerd on that one. That's true. It's a super nerdy pick for you. All right. Well, so we have Best Actor next, right?
Yeah, Best Actor. Brendan Fraser won. We both picked him, but we knew he was going to win.
There was no real debate here. We were sort of rooting for maybe a surprise pick. Not that we don't like Brendan Fraser, but just to sort of buck the trend. I think it would have been a nice surprise here, but it was amazing to watch Brendan Fraser win an Academy Award.
Yeah.
From watching him all the way back in Encino Man, like as long as I can think of myself watching movies, Brendan Fraser has always been a star in some of those movies. I've always liked his work and felt bad that people dogged on him. I love the Mummy flicks and stuff like that. Even things like Blast of the Past, I always enjoyed that. I thought he had really good charisma, even if he wasn't always the most solid actor. So it was good to see a role came around that fit him perfectly. And, you know, a lot of these guys, you know, they grow as actors as they get older. And Brendan Fraser really has. He's continued to become a better actor and it really paid off. He found that perfect part and it was awesome to see.
And he won an Oscar for it.
He did. He can sell that down at an LA pawn shop. Probably have 2 or 3 already.
And then finally, we have our last category, which was Best Picture. And Everything Everywhere All at Once won.
No real surprise.
I wanted Tar to win.
Yeah, no real surprise. I knew it wasn't going to pull Best Picture. I really didn't think that was possible. I did like an opportunity for like Top Gun to steal it. But when Tom Cruise didn't show up, I was like, well, I'm pretty sure Tom Cruise is like, listen, am I winning? They're like, well, no. He's like, all right, I'm out. Once again, not a real surprise.
No.
Not a real surprise at all. So I guess that could be the only downside of these Academy Awards. There was no real like shock moment, but that's not always a bad thing because I wasn't like upset that somebody, you know, ended up winning an Academy Award that I thought was undeserving or like somebody picks up his 4th when and some guy's out there desperate to get his first one. So
the biggest shock moment to me was Tar didn't pick up any awards. That's the biggest shock moment.
Yeah.
But nobody got slapped and there was no real drama.
No, nobody needed to get slapped. Jimmy Kimmel was fine.
I know somebody fell and Lady Gaga picked him up and she was like the only one to react.
Yeah, I did hear about that. Somebody had like a seizure or something like that. Lady Gaga jumped into action.
Yeah.
She tore off her dress and covered the woman.
No,
and
but
that's why she had to put on those clothes later.
Maybe.
Yeah, see, that's why. I got a headcanon for it. I have a story. Because I'm a storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
I thought her performing like without makeup and it had like a t-shirt and jeans was like the cheesiest thing. I really did.
Why? You don't think she was trying to be raw?
Yeah, I think she wanted to be raw at the fucking Academy Awards. Wow, yeah, show me the realness of the Academy Awards performance.
I liked it.
It was a little much. It didn't work for me.
You don't like Lady Gaga.
I like her music.
You actively root against her.
I do not root against her. You act like I got heat with Lady Gaga. I really like her music too. I really do. She's pretty good. I just think sometimes she overdoes it when she's trying to like hit a point. It's just how she is. Like she can have that realness sometimes in her music. A lot of the times, as a matter of fact. But I think the way she presents herself in the media has a level of fakeness to it because it's a carefully crafted image to show off who she is, not just her being real and off the cuff a lot of the time. It's just an issue I've always had. Her repeating stories exactly from talk show to talk show. Like she knows every beat and every line to hit in the story, because she practiced it. And that's kind of an odd thing to do. But I guess that's what stars do, Sometimes you have to make that work. Like I said, I've never really had a problem with her. I just mentioned that this was a little much.
You have active heat with her.
I do.
You wish her ill will.
I'm sorry. I'm going to make a sabotage plan against her. Take her out.
Well, folks, that was our thoughts on the Oscars.
Yeah, that was it. Like I said, a fairly trim show, nothing to really get upset about. You might say it was boring, but oddly enough, I was fairly entertained for 3.5 hours. Kimmel was never grading. A few of the jokes missed, but hell, most of the great hosts have a few jokes that miss. He wasn't great, but he did poke fun where it needed to go sometimes. I thought his jabbing at Will Smith was pretty solid. The Academy's lack of real action on that. Considering we're a year out from that.
He's banned.
Well, he still got to keep his Academy Award and everything, nothing really happened to him, So.
Do you think his Academy Award should have been taken away?
He shouldn't have won the Academy Award. So I don't have a problem if it was taken away. No, I don't know if I necessarily would have taken it away, but I think just maybe a little bit more forceful on how they were going to react to him. And, the public wasn't really like, boo, Will Smith, which is another thing I know Chris Rock has sort of been upset about. Like there was no cancel culture outrage when he gets assaulted on TV, which was true, which is what happened,
Yeah.
He was. And, it was a shitty thing to do. I never agree with it, it's different if like one of your friends gets liquored up and calls your wife a slut. But when a comedian makes a joke about your wife that isn't offending her honor, I know she's bald because she had alopecia?
Yeah.
I don't know if Chris Rock knew that. Maybe he did. I don't know. I know he's interviewed them both in the past and worked with them. So I know he has some relationship with them. For him to like react that way to a joke is like the craziest thing ever. Like that's the most out of line, weird thing to do. Like if a comedian make a joke at a comedy club and you rush the stage, the security will kick your ass. Rightfully so, because you have to take that a lot lighter. I'm amazed that a grown man had a reaction like that.
Yeah, he could have just sat there and looked pensive.
Yeah.
But he had to get up and slap somebody in front of everybody.
In front of the world. He wanted to make a show that I'm a big man.
I stick up for my wife.
Yeah, and it was such a strange thing to really do. For the longest time last year, I thought it was a work. I really did. I was like, oh, there's a gag here coming up. It wasn't until early the next morning. I was like, nah, man, he really slapped the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was going to lead to like something else or something like that. Because the way Chris Rock played it off, it was just such a strange thing.
Well, he was shocked.
Yeah. So, it's a once in a lifetime sort of thing. Obviously, you're not going to have something like that occur every year. But it was nice to see it poked fun at a little bit. Was there any other moment from the Academy Awards that stuck out to you?
No. I guess next year I would have liked to have watched the beginning, the pre-show of everybody, what they're wearing.
Oh, would you actually want to see that? We could have.
Yeah, because I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we could have. We watched a little bit of that. Vanessa Hudgens and
forget her name, but she was the male model.
The male model. And Derek Zoolander was hosting. It was Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley something Johnson or something like that.
No. She's a Sports Illustrated, I think Victoria's Secret model.
Yeah, she's real famous.
Yeah, and I can't remember her last name right now. She did an okay job. She got hassled by Hugh Grant in an interview. Yeah, Hugh Grant was just a little standoffish, that's all. She asked him, like, who made your suit? He's like, my tailor. I'm like, what are you here for? Attend the awards. Like, he was just very quick, very short with her. So, that's all. And people say she handled herself fine. Is it Lawrence? Or is that the girl from Hellraiser? Listen, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we got to see some of the people, what they were wearing. But
yeah, and they didn't have a red carpet this year.
They had their standard red carpet.
No, they had a beige carpet.
Oh.
Yeah, they switched over a couple years ago. because I don't know if you noticed, like there's no sunlight. They cover the entire walkway. So it's like an interior now. And because of that, they put the white for the camera.
Oh,
Or not a white, just kind of an off-white, because it looks a lot better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so they've used that for a number of years now. So that's why it's not the same as it used to be, because of time differences and the Earth being curved, it is daytime when everybody's walking in over there. Also, it was daylight savings time, which made everybody tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking daylight savings time.
It's one of those things. So before we head out, we got to do the social call. Do you want to actually say what the email is for once?
Yeah, it's grittyRebootcast@gmail.com.
That's right. That's the most 90s way to get a hold of us. You can send us some spreadsheets. You can use anything you can use email for. You can send that to us there, or you can look for us at Gritty Reboot at Instagram and TikTok. We're both there. And also you can find me at Illusionist13 on Twitter. I'm rarely there, but occasionally I post a political meme and maybe a sports meme here and there. Meredith, what are your socials?
I don't have social.
That's right. Fuck social media. Nobody needs it.
Nobody needs it.
That's right. To head out the show, we actually recorded our reaction to the Best Picture winner. And so we're going to play that from myself live on our couch and a very, very sleepy Meredith.
This is it, everybody. The final award of the night. Harrison Ford presenting for Best Picture. And the other main award. Can Meredith get to bed anytime soon? How do you feel about that one, Meredith?
Hopefully, I will be able to get to bed soon because I am very tired. But, as far as anything else is concerned,
You are tired.
I sound so tired.
I think some good awards came out. I like the Best Actress award for Michelle Yeoh.
Yo.
Best Actor, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, I think it's been a pretty solid night. I haven't been really too disappointed.
You sound drunk.
Surprises would be the only other downside. But all in all, the broadcast moved fairly well. You know, it's about 10:30 Central here in Texas, and it's almost over. Harrison Ford's gruff voice announcing all the winners there, all the nominees. Here it is. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, the 2023 winner for Best Picture. What did we pick?
I picked Tar.
You picked Tar. Tar completely shut out, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Tar won a single thing. So what was your pick again?
My pick was Tar.
Yeah, and I went Everything Everywhere All at Once. So I think that puts me up by 2 to end the night. Pretty solid show. I mean, I've been more disappointed in the past by Oscars, so I'm certainly okay with this movie winning and being considered the best movie of the year. This is a great film, so no arguments here. Meredith, you can finally go to bed, so.
Woo!
Good night, Meredith.
Good night, everybody.